welcome back, it's Rosie. So today we are going to be testing yet another art supply that I bought at the Dollar General. That took me way too long. I just completely forgot, and I almost said grocery outlet, which was completely not right. Sorry about that. But we're gonna be testing this 24 pack of super tip washable markers. We're gonna see how they are. We're gonna swatch them, probably do a few little doodles, maybe an actual piece of artwork. I don't know, we'll see. But there's a wide variety of colors. Mostly the bright ones. They're very bright. There's only a few darker colors, darker shades, but whatever. We are gonna swatch them and test them and see if they bleed through the paper and all stuff like that. So let's do it. Let's test some markers. So, what the heck? My Echo Dot just decided to speak. That's really fun. So, we have 24 markers, as stated multiple times, and we are going to test all of them. Oh, okay, I guess they're in a thing. Oh, they're stuck in this little plastic thing. There, no more plastic. Okay, yeah. Well, now I have to organize them into rainbows. You know what? We're just gonna scooch them all off the page and then yeah. I shouldn't have done that. I should have kept them in the thing. That's fine. I'm good at decisions. We're gonna organize them and then swatch them once they're organized, because we want to have pretty looking swatches, or at least I do personally. Also, might not be a perfect rainbow. It's fine though. It'll all be fine. It'll all be fine. Let me zoom out a tiny bit so you can actually see the whole thing. So yeah. Okay. We're gonna scoot these ones off the page so that I can continue to organize markers on the page. That's a very good little gradient thing, in my opinion, personally. All right, there. We'll just kind of smush the last ones in there. All right, now we have better looking little things. That made a lot of sense. All right, now let's swatch. So, yeah. Some of these are different lengths. I don't know why, but some markers are shorter or longer than others, and it's kind of weird. All right, let's see. All right, just kind of a generic nib. Also, on the markers themselves, they say, imagine. Wait, can you see it here? They say imagine, and then they're washable, but then there's nothing else on it other than that. So, yes, we are gonna do some swatching. I don't know why I moved my hand so aggressively when I did that, but that's fine. Do the caps fit on the other ends? Yep, they do. That's a good one. That's a win. Oh, that's kind of sad. This one's kind of dried out. That's wow. That is kind of disappointing. That's fine. Let's hope that none of the other ones are, see, this one's got, that one's not dried out. So let's hope it was just the first one and not the rest of them, and that the rest of them are fine. These two colors are pretty similar. This one's just a tiny bit darker, but like the difference in cap are very prominent, but actual colors, not so much. That's fine though. I wonder if these are bleeding through the page currently. Let's see. Are they bleeding? Oh, hey, actually, they did not bleed through the page at all so far. We'll see when we layer them and stuff, but currently they are doing pretty good. I really like this color, like the peach, or like the light orange, whatever you want to call it. But yeah. I'm excited for this color because if it actually looks like how the cap looks, then I'm going to be very happy. Okay. Yep, pretty close. Just a little bit more vibrant. It's fine though. Also, we are gonna test to see how line art goes on top of them and test to see how they layer. And if, oh my, that is like a super, super highlighter yellow. I mean, like the, oh, there's a hair on it. Oh my gosh, okay. It does look pretty neon, but like the actual, dang, that's very bright. I hope that this green is like that, because recently I've been, oh, it's not, that's fine though. It's a pretty green. But recently I've been absolutely loving a good neon green, but like the difference in color from the cap to the ink is kind of crazy. Oh, this one's a little bit dried out too. Oh no, that's sad. Well, all right, let's do the other 12 and see how they do. There's so many cat hairs. This is what happens when you have cats. Or dogs, sometimes. Yeah. Well, let's test these ones. Let's hope. Oh, I love that green. That one's super pretty. So that's really fun. This one's somewhat dried out too. Obviously, I'm not expecting like super great quality, but I'd expect them to not be dried out right off the bat. Oh, this one's dried out too. Oh my gosh. Like, I didn't buy these for like a super lot, but like, if you're gonna sell something, you should make sure that they don't dry out. Is it like, I wonder why they're drying out. Okay, wait, I just did that one. So, I don't really, oh my gosh. It seems like more of the second half are a lot more dried out than the first half. First half only had, what, 2 that were somewhat dried out, and so far we've got 3 out of 5. So, ooh, that one's really pretty. I really like that one. And it's not dried out. Yay. This one's dried out too. Oh my gosh. It doesn't make sense to me, especially since they were all like laying like horizontal. They were all like, the whole package was like that. So like, I don't think it has anything to do with the position they were in, because all the, oh my gosh. They're like all dried out. Yeah, that's kind of sad. At least the brown works. Well, one of them. We'll see. Oh my gosh. I swear, we're gonna have to count and see how many of them are actually like not dried out. So there was 24 in all. So let's count how many were somewhat dried out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 24. That's what, a third, right? Wait, 8 times 3 is 24, right? Hold on, let me do some math here. Yeah, it is. So, a third of the markers that we bought were dried out. Or, I mean, they weren't fully dried out, they were just like somewhat dried out. Still, that's not really the best. That's kind of sad, to be honest. But were they actually like, hold on, I feel like I should test them again just to see if it was just because they hadn't been opened or what. Nope, still seems to be dried out. Well, let's do some line art tests and see how that goes. Alright, so we are gonna use one of my line art pens. We'll just do like a line over them all. Oh, that was like completely not straight. That line just, we don't need to talk about that line. How about that? Okay, seems like they do pretty fine with line art on top of them. I don't really know what I was expecting. Now let's try layering some of them, and since they're washable, they're probably gonna make the paper like get all breaky and like, yeah. I don't know if you know what I mean, but like if you layer too many like washable markers, normally it makes the water, or no, it makes the paper like really like rub off. I don't know. I'm bad at explaining things, to be honest, but that's fine. So let's just try doing like one color like over and over and see how many times it takes it to like start ripping out the paper. Let's use one that wasn't dried out. How about that? We'll use this one. This pretty purple. We're just gonna like go over the same spot a couple of times. Oh dang, that gets pretty dark. I should probably be counting how many times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I can feel it. It's starting to like rub off, and like the paper is starting to like get all peely. Is it? Dang, still not really going through. It might just be because of the paper. I think that's like, yeah, that's its limit. Also, it does smudge if you don't let it dry fully. But obviously that one's gonna take a lot longer to dry than it normally would, just because of the amount of ink that I put down. But yep, the paper is definitely starting to come up. So I'd say it lasted quite well. I wonder how good it would like stand up to like printer paper, because I feel like if you were like an actual child, like buying this set of markers just to like draw or whatever, then they'd probably be using some sort of like coloring book or just like printer paper. So I'm guessing that it would definitely like pull up the printer paper or coloring book faster, but that's fine, I guess. I don't really know. What else could we do? I don't know. I'd say my overall thoughts are maybe stick to like Crayola or like a brand that you actually trust that most likely won't be that a third of markers are dried out. It is true that the markers aren't like completely dried out, but I'd hope and expect for all of them to be like normal and have a good flow of ink. I don't really know why so many of them were just dried out. They're like just dying, but that's fine. Will I actually use these? Maybe. Is it more likely that I will give them to a child if I'm near a child and drawing? Yes, because if I'm like if somebody comes to our house like for dinner or something and they have children and they're like, ooh, I want to draw too, I definitely give them this set instead of like one of my good sets. But I mean, I guess if you like do the dried out ones enough times, it'll look like it's not dried out, but it might take a little bit more effort. But overall, I like the colors, especially that green and that purple. Those two I really like. They're really pretty. Yeah, let's go to the outro. You know what I should do that I should have thought of beforehand? I should like rate them out of 10. I mean, considering that I bought them for like $3, I believe the set was, you definitely could get something for that price that would be better and not dried out. But the ones that did, the ones that weren't dried out did have really pretty colors, and I liked their colors. I'm really, really bad at explaining things, and I am sorry, but I'd say they're fairly decent, especially for a kid. I don't really think a child would like notice or really care about the dried up ones, because given the child is probably gonna leave the caps off and they're gonna get dried out anyways. Yeah, I feel like they'd be the type of thing that you'd buy if like you're in a store and like your child is having a tantrum, or if like you're going on a road trip and you need some markers for them to just use. Then pretty good, not terrible for the price, kind of what you'd expect, but yeah, they're fairly decent. I'd say out of a 10, I'd rate them like a 7 or 7.5 because I like the markers, they're good. I just wish that a third of them weren't dried out, but they're good, they're decent, I approve. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, subscribe down below if you would like to see more, and I hope you guys are having a great day, morning, night, evening, whenever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!